Good morning, good whatever time it is. This is Ed Pluchar with another real estate mini lesson. Today I want to talk about why buy in the autumn. This is in contrast to the idea that it's always a great time to buy, or now's a good time for buyers and a good time for sellers, which you sometimes see in other realtors' newsletters. In this case, I want to distinguish that there are advantages to buying in the autumn versus advantages to buying in the spring, and each season has its disadvantages. So real quick, in the spring, all the sellers come out. Everybody comes out, and there's just more inventory, so that's the advantage. You have more choices. Disadvantage is that the sellers are looking for premium prices, so you're going to pay a little bit more in the spring. Flip that for the fall. In the fall, the prices start to come down for their winter dip, I like to call it, or I'm just starting to call it. And but on the disadvantage side, there's fewer houses to choose from, so your inventory is going to be a little bit lower in the fall. And pick your poison there, or pick your benefit. Other advantages: if a seller went on the market in the spring and listed too high, they priced themselves out of the market. Perhaps now that home is now available to the market because they've reduced the price and brought it back to what the market expects. Effectively, it's available for the first time, and it's available to you who is shopping in the autumn. The other thing is that sellers tend to want to do this in the spring, knowing about those advantages and the advantage of selling for a high price. So if they're selling in the autumn, there's probably some pretty strong motivation for doing so, whether it's a death or a divorce or job relocation. It doesn't always have to be sad, but it may be serious. And now you're walking along, and it may be an opportunity to get a somewhat cheaper price on a house that, compared to what you would have paid for it in the spring. There's some reason they're selling now and don't want to wait to the spring. An advantage I didn't expect, because I just wasn't aware of it, is that burglaries are lower in the fall. So you buy a house and move in, you have a little more time to set up your security system or systems. There's some of you who may have several lines of defense to your home, and I understand that, I respect that. So you have the time and the probability, the odds are ever in your favor in that case. Finally, last thing I wanted to bring up is the center of attention phenomenon. So it's just quite natural. I mean, most real estate professionals are pretty busy in the spring and the summer, and they're running from one thing to the next. Most are doing a good job. I don't want to suggest that they're derelict in their duties at all, but come the fall, you do get to kind of bring it down a gear, bring it down a notch in terms of volume. There's not as many shoppers in the fall, and that gives you the relative luxury of paying more attention, special attention to those clients. So you kind of get that benefit as well. You may get a degree of service that just isn't available in the springtime. So several different advantages to buying in the fall. Not to say that it is the absolute best time, not to say it's not the best time. If you're looking now, if you're looking anytime now, I will say this: it is always a good time. It is always a good time to give me a call and talk about your real estate questions and objectives. 815-931-2279, or email at edward.pluchar@gmail.com. Thanks for tuning in.